Hi, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. It is Sunday, October 24th, 2021. Welcome, welcome. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here for a while, thank you for the continued support. I am a psychic medium, a spiritualist reverend, a certified seance conductor, and a certified energy healer. I used to be a nurse. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm an all around spiritual being. Please hit the subscribe button, share me with your friends. I just have a few announcements. When I do these readings here, as in accordance with the law, there are laws called fortune teller laws. So even though I'm a reverend in the Spiritualist Church and doing readings and giving messages as a part of our spiritual beliefs, I still cover my tush and say all readings are for the purposes of entertainment only. I am not a lawyer, a doctor, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. And every single decision that you make in your life is your responsibility and yours alone. That said, a couple more announcements. I do have a psychic development circle that is starting. It's a closed circle, which means it's the same group of people that will meet every week for a 6-week cycle. That will begin November 2nd. I have some spots available still. The cost is $120, and that's for the entire 6 weeks. We meet, I changed the time. It's at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesdays. I made it just a little bit earlier to accommodate people. And I'm getting really, really lots of wonderful feedback. It's beginners to all advanced people. After this circle, I will be increasing the prices, though. They will no longer be $120. I really do put in a lot of time, and I have a lot of knowledge and expertise. And even someone in the circle is like, "You're really undercharging for this." So I'm going to raise the prices. I got some of the kinks out, and I'm kind of figuring out along the way. That's how we do it, right? Also on November 8th, I will be. It's a Monday night, but it's called Cosmic Tuesdays. I will be a guest on Cosmic Tuesdays, hosted by Anthony Picco. He is a friend, and he is a longtime astrologist. He's been doing professional astrology for over 30 years, and he is really a wonderful being. You should check out in the description. I have the link to Cosmic Tuesdays and a link to his website. You should check him out. He's a really awesome, down to earth reader, and he's also a great interviewer. And he interviews all kinds of people. So you check out his show, and you might learn from other people besides me. That do it's all kinds of modalities. So it's people who do energy healing, psychics, mediums, people who do tarot, numerologists, different forms of tarot. There's something called Harari tarot, or I'm sorry, astrology. It's very interesting. He's got a lot of information. Next Sunday, I will not be doing the $5 lives. I will be instead on Monday, Dia de Muertos. I will be doing just mediumship readings. And I was thinking that if your comment after the video is off and it's not live anymore, any one of my lives during the week, if you're watching it after the fact or any of my, please comment. Say you would like a reading, please subscribe. You must be subscribed to my channel to get a reading, and I will pick 5 individuals to just get mediumship readings for free, just a gift. Do it a little different for the season. Alrighty, those are the announcements. That's all I've got. If you want a private reading, go to my website. The link is below. I offer private readings, and that's it. And soon I'll be offering some products too. I hope everybody's well. Leo sign, I got you for on the list. I got you. I was trying to remember your screen name, and I knew I would know it as soon as I saw it. So I got you. So I'm sorry. I totally had a brain fart. KK, I did not send you the list. So I'm going to read it to you real quick. So if you don't mind. Ashley for 1. Dan for 1. Starry Sky 1. Dan can have more actually if he wants, but he only said he had 1. Ellen Ryan for 1. Rock Don for 2. Maria for 1. Lana for 1. Julia for 1. And Leo sign. And I will check my PayPal now to see. So I see somebody else. Again, please like and subscribe. I know it's silly, but if you really like me and you want to share me with people, That is how the algorithm works. It picks up interactions and sends it out to people. I have one for light energy 555. Um, it will be okay. We'll get through them. Okay, Ashley. I got your. Are you here? Are you here? No, stay here. Hang out. I'll get through these, or come back in a little while. Stay. It's fine. You don't need to. This is plenty. Ashley, are you here? So you wanted to know what Olivier is thinking about. You were trying to remember his name. Um, it's I know, it's okay. Olivier. What Olivier is thinking about you, Ashley. So okay, first I want to explain to you, I really think, Ashley, you would be beautiful. It would really behoove you to watch my weekday live chats. Go back and watch yesterday specifically. I was actually going to email it to you and say, just watch this because it's relevant. It's very relevant about talking about how our energy that we put out there is received by people, whether or not we're talking to them, whether or not we haven't talked to them in years or just a few weeks, that we connect regardless. And I explained a story there about how um, I had done a walkthrough through my grandmother's house. Like I had a dream years and years ago about walking through my grandmother's house, and then had done the walkthrough actually on Snapchat. It's the only reason I use Snapchat is for my one cousin. That's it. I don't use it for any other reason. And she showed it to me, and I realized I had this thing. So I just go back and watch it because my point to you being is that you're still putting Olivier on a pedestal of like, how does he feel about me? What's he thinking about me? Essentially, like, am I deserving of him? Energetically, maybe you don't think of it that way, but energetically, that's kind of what's happening. And so I'll tell you how he's feeling, but I think what would be even more beneficial to you on your journey is do the self-concept stuff. Focus on yourself. And I know sometimes when we're in that space, because I've been there, so from experience, it's not because I'm judging you or standing above you like I haven't, but where you feel like if I go and focus on myself, then all of a sudden it means I don't care about this situation and it'll lose its energy if I'm not somehow mixed into it. But what I'm telling you is it won't. We're all interconnected. There was always a connection there. And I explained this on the live where I drew like what it'll look like. That's why you should go and watch the one from on Friday, not yesterday, on Friday. It's a like 16-minute video. And I would say I'm wearing a whatever shirt, but I've been wearing this all October, right? To recommend persisting. But basically, when you're focusing on yourself, you end up putting better energy out there. And there's still, it's like, oh, I am worthy. I am deserving. I am valuable. I am amazing. And, we have really good communication. He recognizes, like, you can go into specifics about how he feels about you, but it's also rebuilding your own stuff. Dylan James has some great affirmations right now. I realized that a client of mine was like, oh, you should get somebody to put it all together for you. So I found a way I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make my own affirmation thing for you guys to sleep to. But that said, go at least start with his and start somewhere so that you can start shifting yourself. It will shift the energy around the situation and you will see movement from him. Now, I keep getting like he argues in his head about things. So it's like he goes back and forth of like between the like how he misses you, how he cares about you to, oh, but we wouldn't work da 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 for all the same like weird crazy reasons that he told you in the email you sent me. So it's not like I'm longing for, I wish we could be together. There's like a lot of arguing in his head. It's a lot of back and forth. Um I feel like he tends to debate in his head a lot about everything. So it's not that he doesn't miss you and doesn't care. It's just he's processing things in a strange way. And I know that maybe doesn't satisfy you, but I do still feel like things will, can move. Like I said, that's why I don't like reading on the same thing over and over, because I think it feeds my sense is it feeds your insecurities, and it feeds your anxiety around a situation, when really what would be the most powerful thing for you to do is work on your self-concept, go through and do the affirmations. Um, and then, like, you'll start seeing movement on his end, and showing up as a better version of himself, because you're showing up sort of energetically saying, like, this is what I tolerate now. You're showing up with healthier boundaries energetically. Okie doke. He's in his head a lot. All right. Dan, you wanted to know about moving to Missouri. And what I got when I read that question was that you like if it's like beneficial for you, right? Because you know me enough that I don't like answering should questions. So I felt like it would be really beneficial, that you would actually do really well in Missouri. And I felt like even your wife would find I don't know why, like a better community for herself of people. And I don't know why, but it's like feeling like they fit more. So I'm not sure if something's going on with her socially. You're welcome, Ashley. I'm not sure if something's going on with her socially, or where she's just not quite feeling a fit with people right now, or maybe there's a little bit of drama. But I feel like she would find a nice group of people that she sort of connects with. And I don't know if the way is to say like calms her energy, but it just makes her feel like home. So I hope that's helpful. And I feel like I asked about your kids. I felt like there's like a rough start or a rough patch initially, but that they assimilate and kind of move fit in. Okay. It's just a little bit of a rough patch. I'll look in just a second. Okay, Shaheen? Okay. Can you validate, is your wife having a little bit of a rough patch with something going on there where it would feel like finding her fit better there? Um, sure, Shaheen. Ashley, one other thing, make sure if you're still here, just watch that video from the other day. It's 16 minutes, it's not long, but it might explain things, and it really might help you just to, and I'm not trying to push myself, but like have a community where you can get feedback on how your like mindset is really, really, really powerful. And I have to say that I don't think that it would be I'm seeing a lot more people kind of talking about it. Manifesting is really about mindset and the way you decide to perceive the world and your experience. So, not many friends in Colorado. Perfect. Perfect. I think it actually ends up kind of helping the energy between the two of you too. Okay, Starry Sky. Interesting thing happened. My cousin, like the next day after last Sunday, so last Monday, she was like, we were talking, and she's like, I don't mean to sound arrogant, but do you think that you could have been tapping into me when you were reading for Starry Sky's friend? And I was like, no. And then I looked at her and I went, oh, because she looks quite similar to the person I kept seeing. And she's like, I was totally pacing back and forth. And all of these different things that I was tapping into. And I'm like, yeah. And like 3 days later, I saw her wearing a shirt. I was like, and that's the shirt I saw you wearing. So she is now permanently banned from watching my lives, because apparently we are very energetically connected. I was like, why am I seeing this energy? Like, this is who I'm seeing. And she has really short hair, and she's thin and fair skin. And not everybody shows up as like, whatever. So I would like to read for your friend again. Obviously, it's already been paid for. So if you have her back again, let her know about me, and let me know her name, and I will do the reading again for her. So I feel really bad about that. But it also is really kind of a cool experience for me to understand some other stuff that I've experienced here, and like tapping into different energies, and not really understanding why, or getting like sort of a different kind of validation. So yeah, energy is really, really fascinating. I'm always learning new things about how I work and things I do. And um, so I'm willing to admit, like, I wasn't wrong, I just wasn't getting the right energy. And she had said actually she'd noticed that one other time while she was on a live, and I think and she's like, "So I won't be on here again." Okay, so what's your question? Oh, thank you for the validation, by the way. I might actually, if it's okay with you, take your validation and, like, put it on a little meme or something for my, social media, if that's okay. Um, and then just let me know your question. Please like and subscribe. Hi, Rockdon. And then Ellen Ryan, you're up next. So if you want to go ahead and post your question as well, along with Starry Sky. I didn't know if you didn't, the last two words on your message to me in the payment was no, no. So I didn't know if you actually had a question, Starry Sky. Okay, so if we could add Shaheen and Mehreen. I recognize this last name. I wonder if it's a coincidence. A coincidence, or if it's someone I know. Bad typing. A general reading. Okay. Oh, I do. Welcome, welcome, friend. I got your text earlier. I'm sorry I didn't respond. I promise I'll text you. um, okay, so we'll do a general. I just want to make sure. Okay. Have you been having like a reflux, or I just feel honestly epigastric pressure or pain? So that's like right below your sternum here would be your epigastric area. This is for Starry Sky. Okay, so I'm going to say this to you. Please watch this. And I'm getting right referred shoulder pain from it. So this could be like a gallbladdery thing. This also comes up for people when they get, like, if they get some kind of laparoscopic surgery and their belly, they usually fill it with carbon dioxide. And so as the gas absorbs, it can cause right referred shoulder pain. So I don't feel like this is cardiac related, but I feel like this is maybe, so just watch how you're eating. Just notice that after you eat, if you have, like, after you eat, like, say a really fatty or greasy meal, something that's harder to digest, if you're getting some pain here and here, it might actually be a gallbladder issue over being, like, if instead of, like, if you're popping a whole bunch of like heartburn medication and you're like, it's not getting better. So please don't ignore this. Please make sure that you're getting, if it's more than, like, if it's relieved, obviously after you're taking an over the counter something to relieve said thing. But if it's not getting relieved and it seems to be coming, like it's lasting a few days or whatever, just, or, not a few days, whatever. Use your judgment, your responsibility, but please get it checked out because I feel like maybe something else is brewing here. Yeah, it's definitely not hitting hips and knees. Um, this is funny to me because, so first of all, I'm excited for your Disney vacation. You'll make it. It'll be fine. It'll be great. But they go, stop finding things to worry about. So really, you need to get, like, your worry train brain under control. So it's like in those moments when you start to worry, well, what if this goes wrong? Or what if it's like, they're like, Just stop and decide it's not." That's where the manifesting thing comes in huge ways. It's not just in manifesting what we want to happen, like, physical experience or whatever, but it's also about our inner happiness and our inner being. I think that's actually one of the most beautiful things that it will connect into for you. They keep reassuring me, "Have you been worrying a lot about your health or something?" They're just like, "She's going to be okay. She's going to be okay." And I'm not sure what this is all about. Um, and I'm feeling like pressure in my right side of my jaw. So usually I would feel like if someone's grinding or has TMJ, I'd usually feel it bilaterally, both sides, but I'm only feeling it here. Um, does any of this make sense? You've been worrying about your eye. Like, stop worrying about it. You're going to be okay. Stop worrying about it. You're going to be okay. Stop worrying about it. You're going to be okay. And I don't wanna be like, "It's all your responsibility," but it's like, focus it on healing, focus say, "This is just a part of the process, this is a part of the journey. My eyes is healed, it's fine." I always try to like, when things come up that don't look like, where they say like, um, the 3D isn't in alignment with what your final thing is. I try to Hi, Karen. I try to, remind myself, like, I'm like, "This is just a part of getting there. I'm not worried about it. It's fine. It's done, whatever." So, it's just the idea of, like, remembering that it's fine, it's healthy, it's healed. This is just a part of the journey. Because if you worry about it, you'll bring it about. It is bring it about sort of thing, as you're focusing on the not healing. When this is over, I'm gonna make a note for myself to send you some healing to your eye, okay? Okay, Ellen, um, I think they really want you to focus on the not worrying thing and just sort of deciding. So when you start to get into worry or anxiety mode, get up, change rooms, take a walk, whatever, and shift into the I am safe, I am fine, I'm whole, I'm complete, I'm healed, I am healthy. Move into your positive affirmation. So your brain is incredibly, incredibly complex and yet super simple at the same time. So, like, if you get up and move, it thinks, "Oh, I've escaped the danger." And anxiety and panic attacks are like sort of out of nowhere. And your brain goes, "Oh, danger, danger." And you're like, "Wait, I'm just sitting here. I don't understand." Like, so just like get up and move, and your brain goes, "Oh, moved. I'm okay." And then if you're say like, "I am safe, I am fine, I'm secure, I'm whole, I'm complete, I'm all of the, I ams," it sort of helps kind of calm it and helps reset you. This has been my experience. I am not a therapist. Remember that. These are my experiences and what I've learned along my own spiritual journey. Okay. You're welcome. All right. Alan, my question. I applied for jobs in the last week and will continue applying this week. Did you pick up anything regarding a job offer in the near future? Do I pick up anything? I heard so just now as I'm reading that again to make sure I said it right, I heard yes, I heard 3 weeks job and then I heard three offers in 3 weeks time. So maybe over the next 3 weeks you have three offers, or you have three offers come in at exactly the same time. But I feel like you get several offers within the next few weeks. They said you'll have a chance to choose and you'll have room to bargain. Um, so basically, it may feel like there's, 2 that are more similar than the other one, and that feel like it would be a better fit, like, the other one would have a bigger learning curve for you, and the 2 that are similar have similar starting pace, so it'd be like, well, and the other one might be a little bit lower, but you there it just feels like whatever way there is, there's room for you to push to the higher end of what they're offering, rather than getting the lower end or getting a little bit more than they're offering. And I don't wanna say they're desperate, but they're kinda desperate is the feeling I get. Okay. Rock Don, you have 2 questions. So my stomach has been so noisy today, so if you can hear that, my apologies. I think they'll be fine jobs. I mean, it doesn't I didn't feel like warning, warning. I feel like you have enough leeway that it's just deciding. Do I feel like they're your passion? Right? So we all like I always hate when people ask me what's my purpose because I'm like your entire life is your purpose. Um But what's your passion? Well, that's different, right? And, not everybody finds their passion right away in life. Sometimes it takes a little while, and so do I feel like it's the thing that drives you and gets you up in the morning? No, but do I feel like it's satisfactory enough to get up and, like, not feel like I'm gonna like, I'd rather just become homeless and never have to work again because this has been such an awful experience? No, I don't feel that either. Okay. No, I don't feel like you are. And also then manifest that. That's like also about the mindset and manifesting. So create the situations, just be like, you know, I am safe, I am secure, I am chosen, I'm the best candidate for the situation. I attract only positive energy, I attract only positive interactions, good things always happen to me, that kind of stuff. You're very welcome, Ellen. So, when my granny land will my land okay, will grandmother's land be sold? My brother put some resistance in this. I am planning to get some money to pay mom's medical bills. Okay. Well, that's a lot. Yes, the land will sell. Yes, he'll probably give you a hard time because he's sort of the energy of like, I'm not getting my amount that I'm supposed to get. Like, make sure I get my cut. Um, Stop telling your cousin about things. It's okay to set boundaries and not tell everybody what your plans are. It, and also, the more you worry about it and the more you focus on your cousin doing those things, the more your cousin does those things. Um, don't say sorry. It's okay. Stroke. It's my hospital friend called on a mom. The same ICU chamber where my mom is. I feel like my feeling is that she's actually had a much larger stroke than your mother. Um, they're showing me the bleed, and I don't know if your friend would know this, but it's literally like up here. It comes into the frontal lobe and it comes to the back here. It's a very large bleed. And I feel like she's had maybe 3 other minor strokes after that. Did they put like a burr hole or something in order to relieve the pressure? Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, she's not going to recover. I mean, you just wrote brain dead, so I don't know that but I don't feel like she's recovering. Yeah, so that's a burr hole when they take a bit of the bone out and it relieves the pressure from the extra. Yeah. So she's not going to recover. And the fact that if she is brain dead, that they're allowing her to remain on any kind of support seems ethically absolutely egregiously unethical. Um, and draining the money from that family is beyond incomprehensible. Um, it, it's just horrible. Karen, yes, they are. They're $5 a question and 30% I donate to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey at the end of each week. Um, and so far this year, we've provided over 4,700 meals for them. So I like to do it because I like to give back a little bit if I can. Yeah, so I don't feel this going anywhere. Okay. And I'm really, really sorry. You're welcome, Rockton. Maria, you're up. Lana, you're up. He'll you're always worried if he's gonna get his. He might give a little bit of a hard time, but I think in the end he'll understand that he's not getting, um, taken advantage of, and so it'll be fine. Okay? You're welcome. Maria and Lana, you guys are up. Hi, Danny. Oh, you're Maria? Oh, sorry. Um, okay, go ahead, Danny, then if you'll ask your question. Lana, are you here if you want to ask your question? There's a link to my PayPal, Karen and Anna, and my in the description. There's a link to my PayPal. Just send $5. I'll check and make sure the payment goes through. Sometimes it takes just a little bit. I don't know why there's a delay in it, but hi memes. But if you want to pay, then I'll add you to the list. What does Spirit want me to know? Okay. It's funny. Starry Sky I had on the right side, and now I've got on the left side. Have you have dental issues here? And B, probably my upper left back molar. And do you bite the inside of your cheek there? It's like I've never had this before. I don't know. Do you bite the inside of your cheek? And I'm just asking, and then I'll bug them for more. But I just felt that was weird to me. I mean, it's not weird, but whatever. Dental work, and yes, okay. So it's funny because they said she needs to know, because I was like, okay, what does she need to know? And they said she needs to know that she just needs to keep minding her business at work. So I don't know if like you just decided to like keep your head down and like doing your thing or whatever, but that's like just keep doing that, keep minding your business at work, keep doing what you need to do there. I feel like in your personal life, you're sort of they're showing me kind of organizing things. So I don't know if you've been decluttering or whatever, or like it just feels like getting things in order is the feeling I get. Are you gonna be painting or adding new lighting or something in your house? Because it feels a little dark, but like it's like getting ready for the change. Okay, Danny, I got your question. I'll read it in just a second. I feel like your dental stuff is causing like headaches too. Lana, are you there? I don't know if any of that makes sense to you. I'll be with you in just a second, Danny. But it just feels like keeping your head down and then the stuff around your house. And then the stuff with the house stuff, it just sort of feels like you're doing good. It's like just chip away at it and you're getting it to where you need it to be. You need to clean your I literally saw you at a desk, like moving stuff and piling it. So maybe they're telling you to do this now. But like, don't feel overwhelmed by it. Maybe that's what's stopping you from doing it. But it's like, don't feel overwhelmed about it. It's just chip away at it. Do a little bit of here and there. Don't feel like you have to do it all in one day. And I felt like it was like she couldn't do it all in one day. And I think some of that is because you're wanting to do it perfectly. Okay, Danny, my daughter Serena has gone through so much turmoil these 2 years because of a long court custody battle. Financial loss, she won full custody, but is pressured to move again a second time closer to the father. Ooh, I have a friend who's gone through something like this, and it's frustrating, to say the least. And my heart goes out to anybody going through something like that where people can't work together on it and just be grown-ups about it. So they said she's gonna be okay, fine, there will be a victory in the end, but the most important thing for her, it's funny, I saw this video the other day, and it was sort of like, maybe he's gonna be making all these crazy accusations and have, like, a just ignore them, just do what you need to do, for her to just do what she needs to do and always remain, like, neutral in the sense of, like, not talking poorly about the father, not talking anything about the case with the daughter, with her child, um, and it sort of feels like and in the end, even though she's going through a lot now, in the end, it's victory for her. Um, so he may be trying to play both sides, and she's kind of like falling into the trap of being like, "Oh, I didn't do that," I didn't," and they're sort of like just like business. This is for the best interest of our child, sort of speaking in those terms. This is our child. This is the best interest of our child. This is yes, and like kind of going along with it and sort of ignoring any kind of crazy accusations because in the end, it's going to nip him in the bud and she'll come out like the empress. Okay. So I don't know if there's other stuff coming up where he's accusing her of stuff, but she should not even pay attention to that, not even worry about it. Just stay focused on the best interest of the child, using that language, and it all falls into place for her. Okay, Julia, you're up, and then Leo sign. Oh my goodness, y'all! My goal has been to be better time management. So that my poor KK and Rockdown aren't here. KK is here, like, she's so wonderful to me. She's been here this whole thing, and Rockdown is new to helping out with moderating. But so I'm trying to like not have 2-hour sessions. They're really long. So okay. So I hope that was helpful, Danny. Oh, Julia, are you doing your daughters at home? Can you give me their first names? Is that okay? And then you can always delete them afterwards if you want to keep it private, which I totally 1000% understand. 3 of them. Okay. Man, I have 3 daughters too. You can delete it just for, um so I have 3 daughters as well, and, when you like, they're like, "You called me the wrong name." I'm like, "I'm tired, I'm sorry," and they don't have the first same 3 initials that I'm sure I would do the same thing. Okay, she's done with court. I don't think she's done with his behavior. So that's what I'm telling you is if they're bringing that up, I don't think she's done with his behavior. This is something he does, and I feel like he's gonna keep coming up with stuff. And so what I'm saying to you is, please, when he comes up with these crazy accusations, to tell her to just mind it. I'm focusing on the best thing for my child. Um, Anna, I haven't seen, but I'll double check in a minute, okay? I just refreshed it and I didn't have anything new yet. Haha, now I have it. Okay. Yes, now you're added to the list. Okie doke. All right, so through Julia. So I know that sounds strange if it's coming up, but if it's coming up, I have to keep talking about. I had to talk about it, Julia. So even if you think, oh, we're done with the court stuff, I don't think it's done. So I feel like he's going to come back with something. But she's going to be just fine. And again, we'll end up victorious and like the Empress, like at the end of the day. She won't need to move again, maybe in 2 years. And I don't feel like it'll be because, she needs to, it feels like because she wants to. So it feels like finding something that's like, feels more homey or a better fit. It feels like I picked this place just out of, like, because I had to have somewhere and I was, like, feeling time crunched. And again, I feel like some of this is playing into his garbagey behavior. It's hard. I feel like the type of guy it's really hard to not wanna, like, just defend yourself and be like, but," and it feels like he's gonna make a lot of really crappy accusations. Like, this is the type of person he is, to try and manipulate. Okay? Okay, Leo sign, light energy 555, you're up. KK, will you repost the list and add, Anna after, I don't know if it's Anna or Anna after my reading? I bought some stocks recently and I wonder if it was a good investment or should I stay away? Man, I don't like those should I questions. um, Thank you, KK. Um, so it feels like they were, but you're not going to get the return that you were hoping for right away. So it feels like it's a longer, steadier growth rather than being like a short term wham bam, thank you, ma'am. So it's going to go through its ebbs and flows, and it feels like it may hit like December, like it may hit like a downturn, and you're going to be like, "Ah," just feels like ride the wave, ride the wave, ride the wave. Remember that the stock market is completely emotionally driven. And so anytime somebody gets their panties in a bunch about something, they're like, ah, like if people would just like ride the wave a little bit, emotions ebb and flow, and the stock market ebbs and flows. I remember there was a point where my father and was like, he kept going, "Oh, the stock market's doing terribly." I'm like, I'm looking at it, and I remember when the top of the Dow was like when it hit 10,000, and now it's like whatever. And I'm like, I just wasn't like, I've never thought like it's doing terribly. I just go, it's just an emotional thing, and so it just feels like in December it might dip a bit. December, January, February starts to come up again. March, April. So it just feels like don't panic. Okay. I missed you, Julia. Oh, that's right, because I answered Danny. I'm sorry. Oh, you're doing the right thing with your eyes. No, I was talking about it, and then somebody asked a question. I'm sorry, Julia. Forgive me. I apologize. Hi, Clarissa. It's okay, Rock Down. I did sort of skip over her. I'm sorry, dear. Sorry. Okay. So Leo sign. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, I was rambling about your daughters having the same name, and then I just went. So okay, so I do feel like you'll be that they'll be fine. Did you put them in age order, like oldest, middle, youngest? Because if that's the way you did it, then you're welcome, Danny. I think Lexi will be the one to push to go back first in the next 2 years. And it just feels like wanting more of a social aspect that she's not getting right now. Yes, lightning energy, you're next. See, I told you, stay with it. We're good. Okay. So I feel like the push is gonna come from the oldest one I feel like is totally cool and a little bit more of an introvert. The youngest one is sort of does her own thing. But I feel like the middle one is gonna be the one that wants to push to go back, and in like 2 years or so, they'll kinda all meander back that way. And it may be one first and then the oldest one. So the middle one may go first and then the oldest one. And then like the youngest will be like, oh, well, everybody goes back at this age. And that just sort of is a natural progression. But you're doing fine. I feel like you were really listening to their needs and so in the end, even if it was rocky, it's like when sometimes we don't appreciate our parents until we're older or until we have kids of our own or until you have enough distance from the experience. Um, but it feels like it was the best choice. They recognize it's the best choice, like it all sort of works together. Okay. All right. Light energy, you're up, and then Shaheen and Marine. Oh, cancel that. Sorry, I was hitting the wrong thing to reload. I don't want to reload PayPal. You're very welcome. I know as parents, it's really like it can be nerve-wracking because you worry like it's not to say you're gonna screw your kid up, but you don't wanna cause detrimental struggle for them thinking you're doing the right thing and then, oh my god. A general reading. Okay. I keep hearing again the reassurance, she's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. So they're saying, she keeps getting worried about the path she's on and if it's the right path. And they said she's going to be okay. In 2 months' time, there's going to be a big change and she's going to be okay. So it's weird. It's like I'm getting the void feeling of it's like a dark tunnel is the feeling I'm getting. And I don't know if it's like blocking on your end or what it is, but it's not like I'm like, well, what does this mean? And it sort of feels like it doesn't feel like love. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm going to move or whatever. It feels like big life decision, big life decision. Feels like big life decision, life path, life decision. So towards career feels like, not love. So big change in 2 months' time. Are you planning on changing careers? I don't know. So, that's what I'm saying, like, it literally feels like like I'm in a in movies where they show, like, somebody that's crossed over and they're literally like, just standing there, it's, like, black all the way around, that's what they're showing me. Um, and so I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means they don't want me to share exactly what it is because it's something big, and I'm not trying to scare you because I don't do doom and gloom, but, like, sometimes they aren't very specific, and I wish it was, like, a better, like, it's like they literally said, "Stepping off into the void, stepping off into a cliff." It feels like I'm just taking a giant leap of faith. Hi, Cushy. It's not Christmas, and a big change could be anything, but it doesn't feel like it's around love, it doesn't feel like it's around so I go to big categories when I'm looking for clarity on things. It feels like in the direction of career, though I there's part of me that wonders if it's like my sense is it's more about life path, life direction, career is that sort of thing. It doesn't feel like because I'm falling in love, blah blah blah. It feels completely just about you and only you, not involving another human being directly. Do you want to ask a specific question since this one has seemed so like whatever, but that's what they're telling me. So it's important for you to know that it's going to be okay and you're going to be okay. Um, And I don't know any other way to say that. So maybe it'll make sense in 2 months' time that something big happens and you're like, "Okay," and instead of going into the space of worrying, just be like, "This must have been what it was, and I'm gonna be okay." So there's nothing else. So it's very important, like, that they're telling me to tell you this. So ask a specific question. If you ask any of the people who join my psychic development circles, when they're like the very first circle, I have everybody give a general reading, and they're like, "Wow, that's really hard." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not that easy because you feel like information is swirling, or there's nothing, and sometimes there's a message in the nothing, and there's not like this is what they're giving me, and it's very specific. That it's like they're not deviating from it." So, is it best to stay in the current house share that you share at the moment? So I'll look at it this way because if she stays or if she goes. There might be something around the house in 2 months' time. So they said, yes, it is best for now for you to stay where you're at. And then in 2 months' time, it will make sense where the change comes from. So I don't feel like, because I was asking, is the house healthy? Like, is there mold or is there any kind of aspects around living arrangements that would be an issue? And I feel like it's very busy at your house. Um, but not in a like it just feels like lots of in and out, lots of in and out, but not in a like a negative chaos. It's just lots of energy and movement around in your house. I saw a little airplane kind of going up and around the room. Like it felt very like almost I don't know if you have kids, but it just felt like that feeling of having like lots of movement and activity. Hi, Allie. It's not closed. It's not closed. You live with a guy called Peter. Does Peter collect antique toys or something? Okay. I'm showing energy and lots of movement. So, do you hear things or do you have supernatural experiences in your house? He's very controlling. So, in 2 months' time, it'll make sense then because I have a feeling in 2 months you will move. He collects antique toys. That's what I was saying. So, I feel like if you tried to sage the toys, he would have a conniption fit about it. So maybe like visualize your house filled with white light to sort of heal some of that energy. There's a lot of stuff and movement going on there. Um, I don't know that it's that he doesn't like you around the house. I feel like he's very like insular and sort of likes everything to be just so and sort of so I don't know if he's on the spectrum or maybe a little neurodivergent. So it's harder, like he might be more sensitive to energy or change in pattern, change in habits. So I don't feel like he's evil. I just feel like he's, him. I think there's a lot of energy around the stuff he collects. Um, so there might be the change in the living. That might be where the change comes in 2 months. He's not doing it. I have to say, he's not doing it because he's you see it as control, but it's literally like just the way his brain works and the way he experiences the world. So it's overwhelmingly stressful if something is out of place. It's like, and he's not doing it to be mean to you. Um, okay. All right. All right, Shaheen, and I hopefully that's helpful. Come back. Let me know in 2 months what's going on. I always like validations. Shaheen, you're up. Maheen, you're up. I will check payments. And I have one for Allie after Anna. Yes, Mavreen. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. Sorry, dear. I'm glad that was interesting towards the end. So there might be a connection with living situation and what I was seeing about everything is going to be okay. Don't worry. Like there's probably that's where your thing is and changes coming in 2 months. Okay. And that can be a life path thing. I don't know. Sometimes the specific is easier. I venture to say the 2 month thing is going to make sense to you in 2 months. There's a woman who was in my circle this last go round. She was like, "You did a reading for me years ago." And she's like, "Stuff is starting to make sense now." So sometimes it literally takes years for something to make sense. I did a reading for, and not really like a full private reading, just gave her a message. This woman who was my dog walker. And 8 years later, she called me and she's like, "You're not going to believe this." So, timing is kind of strange. And sometimes they don't tell me exact details because sometimes we're not supposed to know the exact details. Like you think, well, you're psychic, you know everything. I don't. I don't see it all extremely clearly because there's reasons for us to not have access to everything um, because we're supposed to experience it a certain way. Okay, Rothka, I'll do yours first, and then I will do Shaheen's. See, I'm worried about my sister's kids. She's very mentally ill. We're estranged. She won't get them vaccinated and is controlling, abusive. Curious for guidance on how to support these kids. Um, so the first thing I feel about the vaccination thing is I feel like it's 16. I could be wrong. They might be able to get one without the parents being there, at least in New Jersey, that's how it is. And I only say this because um, I think that they can. So that might be an option for the oldest one. They know that she's not stable. They know that she's not stable. Okay, so there's that. It is a really hard situation because when you're little and you have someone in your life that is like your caregiver and they're not stable, it's like there's a lot of mind effery that goes on. The best thing that they said to me is for you to do is just know that let them know that you're available, to know that you're a safe space and know that you're available. And then, teach them about the worthiness stuff, the mindset stuff, and to reprogram those belief systems about not being valuable or worthy or loved or chosen. Um, it just feels like that would behoove you, and them, because it's not so much that it's really just offering the space to witness and be available and to hold space for them is the most valuable thing you could do for them. I do feel like at a point, counter the programming and teach them about that. So teach them about affirmations and about mindset and like, unfortunately, and teach them about like, unfortunately, you know, you guys didn't get great programming. And so it's not to demonize the mental health stuff, but to recognize that some of that stuff is coming from her own yucky programming, right? Um, and that so like it's it's not to like be like it's okay that she behaves this way, but to understand that like in her capacity she loves them. Like she thinks she's doing something good but not getting them vaccinated. Like she's truly feeling like that's like, the best for them, which um because I feel like if they have a space where you're demonizing her, which I don't believe you would, but giving this as an example, and then it just creates a whole system for them to not I think sets them up for not being fair. And it doesn't mean they have to totally understand where somebody else is coming from, but at least to understand that it's not about them. Meaning they're lovable, they're wonderful, they're valuable, etc. And also to sympathize with them and own the space of which I do believe you do this, because I know you, of like, it's hard. It's hard and it's not fair and it sucks. Because sometimes that's when we're in that space. Like when I try not to say, I used to do this and I sort of like approach it differently. I'm like, yeah, I know this sucks in the moment because it does. And sometimes you just need to know like it sucks and it sucks and get validated. Like, yeah, it sucks. So have a wonderful day, light energy. You're very welcome. Okay. And you know why I could have texted you about this. Shaheen, you wrote, I think you wanted to know messages from your spirit guides. Okay. Have you been drinking enough water? Okay, this is weird. Have you been working on meditating lately? Um, I listened to this interesting thing and I thought, well, that makes sense. I just never really thought about it that way. And it was, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was talking about, since we're mostly water or whatever, like when you're doing meditation and you're connecting in spiritually, it's very important to be well hydrated so that you can connect in easier. I go, I've been dehydrated. I can connect in. But maybe it's also because my entire life I've sort of been, it's not like, oh, I'm better than you. It's just I had enough trauma to where I paid attention to all of the subtle stuff and I sort of, developed my intuition. It runs in my family, but no one has it like I do. And I think some of the stuff I went through sort of helps me develop my intuition. And then the chosen thing that happened that pushed me into developing that made me want to develop it more. But it feels like if you drink a little bit more water and are well hydrated, you'll have an easier time dropping in and then like getting that big um, vision type thing. It feels like you had it once and you're trying to figure out what was it that like where was it? Um, and it just feels like that would actually help you. And then also setting the intention before you drop in, like of what you want to experience or what you want information on, instead of just going, whatever you want to share. Because now think about this, like whenever anybody gets a general reading, it's like, really? Like, because there's your dinner last night, there's the stupid ex whatever, or there's what's gonna happen in 3 weeks. Like there's so much information in past life, concurrent life. Um, so it just feels like if you're having a hard time centering yourself while you're doing them, it's something little like drinking water would really be beneficial for you. Not so much so that you're running to the bathroom every 3 minutes, and then also release your expectations. So set an intention of something you want to receive information about, but then release your expectations of how it's supposed to look and what you're supposed to experience while you're doing it. Okay. And they literally go, now they go, love is coming her way, but it's not as soon as she wants. So I don't know if you were just, that was like a tail end, like you were like, oh, I wish she would say something about love. Anna and Allie, you guys are up. And if I don't have anybody else, I'm going to go ahead and close the list. Oh, I have one more from Julia. Okay. So Anna, Allie, and Julia, and then we are done. You're very welcome. A message about growing. Growing how? Right away, Allie, I got spring of 2023. Oh, yes, of course. We are all always growing. So the fact that you're even, sort of being introspective enough, coming to spiritual things, that help. Just that alone says growth, right? But I think that's also why they're bringing up the meditation stuff. I don't believe you have to meditate to be a spiritual being and to have insight. However, here's the thing: it sort of starts to calm your energy when you start to do affirmations. Like some people are like, oh my God, the dark night of the soul is terrible. Maybe, or maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's terrible to look at yourself and go, I'm not perfect. Where can I grow? How can I refine so I have the best experience here? I mean, yes, I've been hard on myself. And, doing affirmations to help like release that, and also doing a ton of these readings and recognizing how much we all struggle. It's been like one of the biggest gifts. Maybe that's why I keep doing them. Keep reminding myself we're all in it. I don't know. I enjoy them though. Truthfully, I really enjoy being able to use my abilities to do this. I think it's like I feel so lucky. Like I get to do what I love. Um, but there is that side of like it gives me a little bit of I have a little bit more empathy for myself going through stuff too. You'll be able to do it, but I feel like there's something either with a class getting delayed or not being able to get into the class you want, and that's sort of what delays you to go to 2023. You're welcome, Shaheen. Anna, you're up, and Julie. Julia, sorry, dear. Should my husband Wayne move jobs? He has offered one in principle, but it's a totally different job to what he's done all his life. So big change to make. Hi, Jeanette. Welcome. Are you new here? So Julia, what I feel like, I won't say should, but I feel like they made me feel like even though it's a big change, that he'll be fine. I feel like he adapts well and he's, it feels like it's really interesting and exciting to him. Like, so there's that side that feels like, oh my God, can I do it? And they're like, he'll be fine. He'll adapt well to it. He'd be fine. So it's not a should thing. It's really like, would he be okay if he did it and where would it be? And it feels like yes. And there's also a lot more room for growth and opportunity to increase income. You're welcome, Allie. There you are, Anna. Who is he? Do you mind giving me his first name? And then you can always delete it. That's the attraction. Yeah. So I feel like he'll really do well with it and not to worry. And it feels like even if it's really hard, he comes home excited about it and talking like really like this is really cool. Like it's a lot, but it's really cool. And I think that becomes that sort of shifts the energy in the house and makes it exciting for you too, because you're excited for him. Validation. My cousin Richard was deathly sick, lives in South America, and you said he would come out okay, but it would take time. He's doing great. Yay, Danny. I'm very grateful for that validation. Thank you so much. That's very amazing. First of all, just for taking the time to say that. And second of all, because I'm really excited that your cousin's doing better. So I'm really happy for you and your family and for him. It is too late. I've already closed the list for today because I'm trying to not have 2-hour things. I'm trying to work on better time management. But if you will like and subscribe and come back, I won't be doing live next Sunday as $5 questions, but I will be doing on Monday a special mediumship for Dia de Muertos. So if you'll come back, you want to hang out and do that, or just subscribe and then come back when I do in 2 weeks. I will be doing I go back to my regular Sundays. And where we donate and all of that stuff. So please subscribe. Anna, so what was the first name of who he is? Not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. Perfect, thank you. Anna, what was the gentleman's name? Anna, are you here? Anna, what's his name? I want to make sure I'm picking up on the right person's energy. Things can get crossed sometimes, I have found out. In a very unusual name. I mean, way, not name. Sorry. I blame my psychic brain. I saw something really interesting. Alex, okay, I'm gonna pop this in here really quick because I don't want you guys to worry about this. I saw something really interesting about some person was like, "Are you watching the whole," like it was like some Twitter thing or some TikTok thing which got put onto Instagram, and it was like, "The whole supply chain is failing. Get some practical like abilities like learning how to farm." And it's not gonna fail. So stop panicking. It's just in a little bit of an uproarious ruckus right now. And the truth is those people that make big money, they're like addicted to making big money, even though they could live and, hire people to farm for them or whatever. They like money and technology and the comforts of everything. And yes, they could still have it, but they're not going to let it fall because they like making more money. So stop panicking. Don't give energy to that. It's working itself out. Okay. Does Alex, let me read this again. Does Alex feel, oh, it's Alex. Does he want it to be official? I've literally just heard no, he's nowhere near that yet. I definitely think overthinking. However, I think you're over worrying unnecessarily. So it's like he's not even in that mode yet of going like, I want to marry this girl, or if that's what you mean by official. Though I learned a while ago that official may actually just mean boyfriend and girlfriend, but I think it's like more along the latter. Um, former. That he's not looking to get married anytime soon. It's still a while away. But I feel like you're fine, but I also feel like, and please don't shoot the messenger. There's a little bit of needy energy and like sort of looking outside of yourself for validation and acceptance and worth. So it would behoove you to work on. Again, I'm like big on manifesting. So if you watch me during the week, I do live sessions just about manifesting talking, and I'm big on self concept. And it's not because I'm a therapist and blah, 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 because I'm not a therapist. It's because through my own spiritual journey, I found that like connecting the dots of lessons I've learned, making sense in other ways, and getting the lessons over and over. And the biggest thing is about self concept. So, like in 2002, I worked in an ER in Austin. And remember, one of the doctors said to me once, like, everybody's just a mirror of you. And I saw it as being like, I'm not terrible. Like, why? Like, I didn't think I was a terrible person. Like, why would people show up not being these things? I misunderstood the mirror concept. And it's not that people are mirroring who you are as a person, they're mirroring what you believe about yourself. So if you believe you're not worthy, you believe you don't have the self-respect and all of the things, people show up to play those parts in your life. So if he's not showing up, if you don't value yourself and accept yourself and love yourself, then he's going to show up in a way that shows those things. It doesn't, you don't have to love yourself to have somebody fall in love with you. You're lovable and perfect just as you are. But when we have unhealthy relationships with ourselves, it shows up in our relationships in our life. So it's not your fault that you have that programming. We are all raised with just some sort of dysfunction. I don't know anybody who comes from a functional family. Sorry to break it to you. I just think we all have our stuff, right? And we all get taught different belief systems, whether it's around money, whether it's around opposite sex, relationships, marriage, around sex itself, around religion, whatever. We all get taught different stories and self-worth and value and who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to behave. And society teaches us things too. So you sort of have him on this pedestal. And we started the readings with Ashley, and we're talking about the same thing too, where it's like you're worried about, and I've been there. So when I say this, I'm saying it because I've been there and I get it. And um, I wish I hadn't spent so many years looking outside of myself for validation, but maybe I needed to go through it in order to be able to teach other people and a part of my own journey. And maybe just to teach other people and have a little bit more empathy and compassion instead of going, just get over it. That said, um, work on your own stuff right now. I am valuable. I'm worthy. I'm chosen. Um, I'm a magnet. I love myself. I am lovable. I like myself. I am likable. Sometimes we don't like ourselves. We're really hard on ourselves. You spend years and years and years, 70,000 thoughts a day. So think about that and not thinking of ourselves. Is he on the same page as you? Um, I told you what the page he's on. So he's like, he likes you, but he's not ready to be in heavy. And there's also this aspect of you being a tiny bit needy for validation from him. Work on the validation within yourself, that I am validated. I validate myself. Read about affirmations, about mindset. I talk about it 3 times a week, and it's not to be like, come here, whatever, but this is a place you can come for this. Read about the law of assumption. These are all things that will help you. And so then it'll be like, of course he wants to be with me because I'm like amazing. I'm valuable. And you're not saying I'm amazing and nobody else is. You're not saying I'm amazing and I'm the best thing in the entire world. It's not out of ego and arrogant. It's about, why is it crazy to say those things to yourself or whatever, but it's not crazy to say you're unworthy, you're not valuable, you're not good enough. I don't know if he'll like me enough. I mean, I've got all these problems. We've created a society where it's like it's totally normal to speak in a negative tone towards yourself, but the minute you start saying good things about yourself, you're arrogant, you're narcissistic. Narcissism is totally different than saying like, I love myself and I'm valuable. You're not saying nobody else is worthy. You're not saying nobody else is as good as me. Just saying I'm valuable. And maybe you're saying I'm the best choice for him. You're not saying I'm the best choice in the entire world. And you vibe and you are on the same vibrational level as he is. So yes, he likes you. Yes, you're in a relationship. I don't see a massive commitment like marriage for a little while down the road, a couple of years. He's not there yet because he's just not. He hasn't wrapped his mind around it. But it is overwhelming because I feel like he has to reassure you a lot. And I feel like the first thing that like he found attractive about you was you had this confidence about you, like you didn't care. And then somewhere along the way, it slipped away. Like he's not really great about verbally expressing himself, like compliments and things. And so it's sort of like, yeah, I like you. Like I wouldn't be here if I didn't. Like, it's just, if you start shifting your stuff, it starts shifting everything. Okay. Society in general does need a good update. Hence, like, look at the patriarchy, misogyny. I mean, even women can be misogynistic. So don't, there's so much racism. There's like, there's a lot that could be updated. There's classism, there's everything be updated. You're very welcome, Anna. All right, that is it for this Sunday. I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Come visit me on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays for live chats about manifestation. I'm really enjoying them, and I hope that some of you check it out a little bit more because it's really great stuff. And believe it or not, all the psychic stuff goes hand in hand with mindset stuff. And then we will not be going live next Sunday. I will send out a reminder. I do post little things on the community page, so if you check that out. But I'll come in on Monday and do that. So if you post on my videos afterwards and you post that you are interested in a reading, I'll go through and I'll pick the 5 people that will get free readings for a mediumship. So Have a wonderful week. KK, rocked on. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Monday, tomorrow, just for live chats on manifestation. Bye.